Hey everybody, I am Erica Carlson with BRIX Real Estate, and I'm also your local Rockford neighbor, bringing you this week's market update for Wright County. Gonna go ahead and share my screen if it will let me. Just had a technical difficulty half a second ago. There we go. So before I begin, I want to share that in that link above, there is a place to get a free market report, whether you want to get it for your individual city or for your neighborhood. It just takes you to a quick form, put it in. You can tell me how often you want it. You can unsubscribe at any time, but basically it's going to give you active, pending, closed sales in your nearby area, which is really helpful. And it doesn't just have to be for people who are thinking about selling their house. You could be a buyer and find that information really helpful, home buyer, just to be clear, or just a homeowner who's just curious about what's going on. I know I've lived in my house for almost 15 years, so it's just nice to know and not have to run off to programs like Zillow or Realtor.com to see those kind of stats. It just sends it straight to your inbox. I hope you'll take advantage of it. It's completely free. So let's dig into the most interesting data this week, which is if you let your eyes go into that bold column, you'll see that we had a big drop in showing activity. And why we find this so interesting is this is the amount of people that are out there shopping. So last week we pushed up to almost 4 to 5 parties would go through a house in Wright County. Let me back up, it's per week. Per address. And so it's just averaged together, right? And Wright County's a big area, so this is a really big glance at what's happening. But to go from 4 to 5 last week to 2 to 3 this week, it's just kind of curious where those buyers might have gone to. And then if you let your eyes drop down to the parentheses, the Hennepin County, we went back down as well. So we went from 10 to 11 down to 7 or 8. So everybody saw this little bit of slowing in the last week, which is very curious for sure, because there really wasn't any significant sort of weather or news that I can think of that would have impacted the shopping pool, other than maybe people finding houses. And so of course, as people find houses, there's less people to shop for houses. You'll see on the bottom column, average days on market doesn't change. It's just sort of an average for the month. So we're still sitting at 37 days. Average median is 20. So if you were selling a house right now, you could anticipate it taking that long, but every house is its own story. So these are just average and median. You can't necessarily subscribe. Again, the data is 1 month behind. So that's probably not quite accurate. We're probably moving a little bit faster than that. All right, next set of data that I think is interesting is how many houses can we purchase? Well, we just dropped down by 2 houses in the last week. However, notice the ones with contingencies dropped a lot more. So there's only 409 houses to purchase at the moment. The 463 is a little inaccurate because those might have contingencies on those. Notice TNAS didn't change too much. However, pending went up a nice amount. So again, a lot of those people that were out there shopping have found houses. They're under contract. They know what they're buying. And then notice the closings jumped up quite a bit over the last 2 weeks. And so again, we're losing some of that buyer pool. And so if you're a seller and you've been sitting on the sidelines, what we're seeing is in the entire metro, we've seen an increase in inventory. While there's a lot of people out there shopping for a house, your competition is also there. And so by waiting until it's so nice and warm out, yes, your lawn is going to potentially look much more beautiful by waiting. But some of those people are just no longer thinking about house shopping as we get closer to June. So be mindful of that. Again, you can shop or you can sell a house at any time. It's just there's better times for quick sale or for more money. It's just historically it drops down after Memorial Day. All right, on the screen is the absorption rate. Again, this doesn't change week to week, it changes month to month. So this is last month's numbers. Notice it's much higher, meaning it indicates we're close to being a buyer's market, but that's not accurate. All these numbers for the last couple of years are seller's market. It's just last year it was more severe. So if you're thinking about selling and you were thinking about a neighbor who sold their house last year, you may not get that same volume of showing activities or offers. It doesn't mean it won't sell or that it won't sell for a great amount. All of that could be true. It just might not be 20 offers on a house. Now, I'll tell you anecdotally, I wrote an offer in Coon Rapids last week, and there were 18 on that one house. And I know she did an open house on the Friday night when the house first hit the market. She said she had 50 people walk through. So location is everything. I can't say that you would necessarily experience that in Wright County, though I think that that is just very indicative of like where we are. We still have a housing crisis in terms of inventory. There's a lot of people out there shopping. Interest rates continue to fluctuate up and down that affect buying power. So that's the big stuff. My name's Erica. I appreciate you making it to the end with me. I really do. If there's anything that I can do, whether you have a general question, my number is below. You can email me. Jump on my website if you want to start looking at houses, or if you want to learn more about how I can help you. I would love to touch base, and I hope you have a fantastic week. Thank you.